Coach, how you doing?
Good. How's it going, Mike?
Good. As a coordinator, how do you explain or describe the difference and the presence of DeForest Buckner in this defense?
Yeah, I would say that, when you have a presence like that in the middle, has been stated before in terms of the three technique in our defense. And really, when you're strong up the middle in any defense, that's a good thing because it affects the run. It forces double teams to stay on longer in the run game. It forces protection to slide that way in the pass game. So there's a lot of things that it does that benefits the linebackers as well as the secondary. So the effect of an interior defensive lineman like DeForest Buckner is really immense when you think about the ripple down effect it has on the run defense and the pass defense.
Was he as disruptive against the Texans as it appeared?
Yes, he was. He had several quarterback hits. He played well in the run game. He didn't get a chance to practice during the week, because of coming off of the COVID list. But he did well. He practiced, I think one time, and then he was all set, ready to go. So he's a pro, and he was studying and staying in shape, and he did everything he needed to do to play well.
One quick follow-up, and then I'll leave you alone. You guys had 5 sacks, and if you watch the tape, how many could you have had it not been Deshaun Watson back there?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if I have the answer for that. He was back there, so
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's pretty special, and we just got to stay after him and do some different things with games and stunts, and maybe bring some more pressures and all those types of things that we try to do to get him on the ground. But he is a strong person, and he does a really good job of evading rush.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Joel Erickson.
Matt, what's been the key to your success against opposing teams' tight ends this year? And I guess as a follow, how good is Darren Waller?
Yeah, so the challenge every week is to defend the guys that get the football the most, and Waller is one of those guys, and it's certainly a tough match for everybody in the league. This guy is special. He is one of the special guys in this league, and this is what makes this league fun to watch. Guys like him, and the guy we played last week. So it's going to be all hands on deck, to try to play good solid defense against him and the Raiders. They got a lot of talent across the board. To talk about our success in the past, it's just about, doing a good job of, doing different things at the line of scrimmage, pushing your coverage certain ways without giving too many things away. But you try to set yourself up for what they do well.
How much of a role have Kari Willis and Bobby Okereke played against tight end?
I would say a fair amount. We put those guys on those, certain coverages. We put them on there some. Not exclusively. We've had other guys on there as well, but those guys have done a good job in pass coverage for sure.
Jim Ayala.
Hey, Matt.
Hey.
I want to ask about Rock and TJ and that rotation that you have going. I want to know if it's hard to, the coach's film was a little hard for me to tell, but it looked like TJ played the last 2 series of the game. I was wondering, is it like the kind of the NBA doesn't really matter who starts, it's more about who finishes? Is there a reason you trusted, TJ in that situation at the end of the game?
Yeah, so TJ's played well, during the course of the year. Rock has played well during the course of the year. So we feel that we got 2 good corners there that can play football for us, and we're rotating those guys, to maximize our potential as a defense, and we'll continue to do that. We put TJ in there some last week for certain situations to do situational football for us, and we'll continue to do that. And both of them have played well, and TJ has done a good job for us here in the last few weeks.
Is there a reason why TJ in crunch time at the end then?
No, I just think it was rotation. I mean, we were rotating him that way. There was no rhyme or reason behind that. We just had him in there. That was part of his rotation.
Wish TV.
Coach, I'm doing a piece more on DeForest's personal life, so I wanted to put you in that mindset. And he told me how thankful he is just to play the game of football and to be here in Indy with all of the turnover last year. I wanted to ask how you think he expresses that in a day-to-day, whether it's on the field or off the field, how he shows he's just thankful to play the game.
Okay, and excuse me, you're talking about who?
DeForest.
DeForest. Okay, that's what I thought you said. I'm sorry. Yeah, so he's just a special man. He just is. When you get to meet him, the character of him in terms of how he interacts with others, and that's really how you tell. One of the reasons how we tell character in an individual is how he treats others, and how he spends time and quality time with the other players and helping guys out, and how he responds to adversity. That's how you tell true character in an individual, and the response he's had through adversity and the way he helps others is just immense. It just is, and the effect he has on the defensive line room and the entire defense, and really the whole organization. And we're just pleased to have him, and we're thankful he's here. I know he's thankful to be here. And that's part of having great character to us, being thankful, and he certainly is that.
Stephen Holder.
Hey man, I got on a little late, so apologize if I duplicate a question. Just looking at the film, you guys, you seem like you blitzed a lot, and you did some things that I don't think I've seen you do, like zone, at least not a lot, zone blitzes and that kind of thing. Is some of that specific to playing Deshaun Watson, or is this something you think that you had some success with and might continue to use? I mean, you have some unique guys, so wondering.
Yeah, that's a good question. Really, when you look at it, we've done some of those concepts before in the last few years. Mm-hmm. And we change our concepts up, every single week to win a battle, if it's during a 2-minute or if it's during a third down situation or just first and second down. So, we had some new things that we're doing, and we do that every single week. Maybe not at that rate. I know a few weeks back, when maybe go back to the Lions, we had more pressures up that week because of the effect it had on the opposing offense. But that's again a week-to-week basis, and we always are searching for ways to win those battles.
When you're playing a guy like Deshaun, it feels like you can have a lot of pressure, and he can obviously still make plays in spite of it. But just from a pressure standpoint, did you feel like that was a good game for you guys? It felt like you did affect the quarterback. I know he made plays because that's what he does, but that's how you evaluate a game like that.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I thought we did a good job with the pressures. I think that it's about detail. Certainly we left a couple plays out there. When you look at the pressure package during the course of the game, there was plays that we left out there that we need to clean up the detail. And we talked to our players about that, just a few minutes ago. And that's always about it. It's really about taking the individual play and getting the coaching point to the player, and then taking that information into individual period and into practice, and then improving on that every single week. And that's what we're trying to do with a pressure package or just base technique every single week.
We'll go last question, Kevin Bowen.
Matt, yesterday Frank was telling us a story about Grover Stewart coming to the sideline on Sunday and telling you about, maybe a stunt that he wanted to run late in the game, and then that was the play on the errant snap. Do you mind sharing what that conversation was like? And, with the naked eye, I don't think a lot of people see just what Grover does to potentially impact that play.
Yeah, Grover does a really good job, and as well as all the players with us, of communicating. If you want to get good information on what's happening on the field, you can look at the pictures, and I think that's good to do. But I also think that when you're working hand in hand with coach and player and coach, it's about getting the information from them and then pairing it with the pictures. And we just thought that stunt that we've ran several times during the course of the year was going to be good, and we thought that going in. And we hadn't ran it at that point, and the situation just allowed us to do that, and that's what we did. And he did a good job with the stunt, and did a better job with the fumble recovery. He ended up turning his back into to the quarterback, just like DeForest did a couple weeks ago when we won that game. And they used great technique.